Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Dominic Luckett, and it would normally be my enormous pleasure as we break up for the first exeat of the academic year to welcome all of our new parents, third form parents, into the BSR to say a few words and to have the chance to chat informally after we've made a brief presentation or two. Sadly, we can't do that today for obvious reasons. It is a great shame because it would be lovely to see you, and one of the things that I regret most about the circumstances that we're living in at the moment is that we haven't had a chance to get to know each other as we rightfully should have done in these first few weeks of term. I hope it's not long before those conversations that would normally take place on touchlines, after plays, in intervals, at concerts and elsewhere can take place, because it would be really nice to start getting to know you all better. For now, I want to just say a big thank you for entrusting us with your boys, particularly at a time like this when I know there's, for all sorts of reasons, heightened anxiety and uncertainty in the air. We are very pleased to have the boys with us. We take tremendously seriously the responsibility we have to look after them, to guide them, to encourage them, to enthuse them, and to do with them all those things that will make them happy, will make them the young men that we all know they can be and we all want them to be. At this early stage, I have to say, we are really impressed with the new third form. They've joined the school in very unusual circumstances, but they've just got on with it tremendously well. I know for one or two, it's been that little bit more difficult, particularly with a little bit of homesickness, and some of those who've not been away from home before have found it in some ways quite difficult. But if I can reassure you, having worked in boarding schools for more years than I care to remember, that's entirely normal, and boys will settle, they will find their friendships, they will just become more secure, more comfortable in their environment. For the majority, I have to say it's been a fantastic 3 weeks. Although there are restrictions around how we can do things, they've managed with those, coped with those admirably. They've also already started to generate some really impressive academic momentum, and the feedback from teachers is that they're doing really well at their studies. And of course, that's hugely important because that's going to be one of the key features of their life at school over the next 5 years, and will go some significant way to determining what they can do at the end of their journey through Sherborne. But thus far, the omens are very, very good. It's also, though, really good to report that your boys, as you are probably aware, are getting stuck into so many other things. The co-curricular programme is up and running. We're, as you know, in sport, running a programme of summer sports at the moment, and the weather has been hugely helpful in that. We will keep that under review because as the weather changes, as the guidance from national governing bodies changes, we will have to and we'll be able to do different things. We'll of course keep you posted, but for now it's just been really good to see the boys getting out, getting some fresh air, working together, albeit with social distancing and all the other things in place, and with smiles on their face, and that's lovely to see. A lot of the boys have also been heavily involved in our musical programme. That's got off to a flying start. And that's been helped by the fact that there are a lot of very musical boys in the third form, as you well know. Mr. Henderson is delighted with the number of really outstanding trebles we've got in the choir, and he's equally pleased with the number of third form boys who've signed up to various bands and ensembles. And that's really encouraging for all sorts of reasons, but it's lovely to see boys of that age keeping their music going. Mr. Henderson always says that if you give up music when you're about 13, you probably won't go back to it. If you keep going with it when you're 13, then you will almost certainly stick with it. And by that rule of thumb, we have an awful lot of boys who are going to be producing an awful lot of great music over the years to come. So again, that does them enormous credit. I've also had, from personal interactions and from talking to colleagues, a lot of very positive indications that your boys, as we strongly suspected, are just really nice boys. And as you will know, that's important to us as a school. That's important, obviously, for them as individuals. You will want to know that. We put a lot of store by all manner of things, by successes, by achievements, by boys who show effort, by boys who've got resilience, by boys who try their best. But one of the things we put most store by is the kind of young men they are. Are they kind? Are they helpful? Are they generous of spirit? Are they somebody who thinks about not just themselves but other people? And overwhelmingly thus far, I'm getting a very strong sense that that's exactly the sort of boys we have in the third form. So that is lovely to see. The boys are obviously about to join you for the Exeat. They will be tired because they've been busy. In terms of what to expect over the Exeat, Alistair Sheffield, who will be talking to you in a moment, will give you a few thoughts on that. Just to say, though, that they will be tired. You will no doubt want to know chapter and verse of everything they've been doing over the last 3 weeks. And some of them will be delighted, I'm sure, to tell you at exhaustive length exactly what they've been up to. For some of your sons, however, they might just be knackered and they might just want to go home, flop on the sofa, demand to be fed, and just enjoy having a little bit of quiet time, a little bit of time when they're not on a schedule. And, you know, if that's what your son wants to do, I would urge you to respect that, just to allow them to have that space and that quiet. They're all great, but they're all different. For some of them, the way they will enjoy the Exeat is just talking lots about school or talking lots about other stuff. For some of them, and you know your sons far, far better than I do, just a little bit of quiet time to recharge is what they want. And I suppose what I'm saying is there is no one way they should be when they get home on the Exeat, and just really let them find for themselves what works for them. And that is probably the best recipe for a happy, relaxing and stress-free Exeat for everybody. Don't be surprised if when it comes to Sunday, some of them have a slight sinking feeling about coming back to school. Again, that is normal, that is natural. I'm sure some of them will be mustard keen to get back, others will be slightly more reluctant, but once they're back into the swing of it, they will all be absolutely fine. I will leave it there, as I'm aware that for all of us, listening to things on screens is something we've grown used to, but it's not something we want to do necessarily more of than we have to. Again, I'm just delighted with the boys that we've got in the third form. I am hugely grateful to you for sending us your sons and for the great exercise of trust that that represents. We're going to do everything over the rest of this term, the rest of this year, and the next 4 years after that to make the Sherborne experience as positive as it possibly can be for all of your sons. I'm sorry that we haven't seen each other since term started. It was really sad to start the academic year with a recorded New Boys service rather than doing it in person and seeing you all in the chapel. Hopefully those moments will come, and they'll come in the not too distant future. But for now, please stay in touch with the school. Please let us know what you're thinking. There is a parent survey, as you're aware, that we're doing over the Exeat. Please contribute to that. Let us know what you think is going well, what you think we could do better. Without your feedback, we're obviously not able to improve the school in the way that we'd like. And so yeah, any time you can spend on that will be greatly appreciated. Have a lovely weekend. I will hope to see you all soon. Meanwhile, take care and enjoy having your sons with you for the weekend. Thank you very much.